Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. Regardless of what you think about the boutique range from a technical perspective, Roland certainly showed that they are on top of the marketing game. A line of compact and often scaled down synths and drum machines that caused enough controversy to make almost all of them end up on this show, but still sells surprisingly well in spite of the comparably hefty price tag. Okay, maybe not this one. Today we are going to talk about the 2019 JU-06A. This digital best of early Junos is the successor to one of the first gen boutiques, the limited edition JU-06, and Roland managed to add enough features to inspire some proper gear acquisition syndrome while at the same time making sure they could still sell their top of the line instruments. Pure genius. It is scientifically proven that Roland boutiques are, per definition, ticking all the boxes. Proper enclosure and not so proper keyboard are still optional, but this time the patch sequencer buttons can be used as an emergency note input device. The built-in speaker provides comedic relief in the eternal tragedy of the mini jack connectors and USB power supply. When compared to its predecessor, the JU-06A looks a lot more like the real deal, and Roland got rid of the pitch mod touch strips in order to make room for a pimped up Juno 60 Arpeggiator. Much appreciated. Speaking of classic Junos, fans of the 60 and or 106 will feel at home immediately. The archetypal fader layout is easier to tweak than the one on, let's say, the JP-08 and offers access to the DCO emulation, legendary filter, and low cut, the envelope, and LFO. The two synth models definitely sound different, and although I am no expert when it comes to the authenticity of these emulations, my Juno senses are tingling. One thing that certainly isn't authentic is the voice count of the instrument. Both originals boasted a maximum polyphony of 6, which isn't all that much in the first place, and given the fact that old Junos are known for their pad sounds, the 4 voices of the JU-06A are not only a slap in the face of Roland fans, but also a victory of marketing over math. Another certain way to make friends is to include a monophonic sequencer in a poly synth, especially after putting a polyphonic sequencer in an instrument known for its mono sounds. This sequencer is limited to a maximum of 16 steps, but operation is straightforward and it's surprisingly versatile. For a mono sequencer, Junos are more fun with a built-in chorus, and I have no complaints about the one in the JU-06A. The delay FX is a nice touch. I tried to replicate the much discussed sub-oscillator warbling bug. While the 106 emulation is clean as a whistle, the sub of the 60 indeed sounds a bit funky. Chord allows for instant jazzy goodness, and external clock in wants to be friends with your modular. A multitude of parameters is hidden behind a curtain of hold whatever, press this, make sure the button is lit. I have to look it up in the manual every single time, like chorus noise, polychaining of several units, portamento, LFO waveforms, and settings for the sequencer. There are 64 patch slots for each of the 2 emulations, and the synth can be powered using batteries. Thanks to Klangfarbe for lending me one of their floor models, which is a bit more costly than last week's Rephase CS. It seems like Roland did a respectable job emulating the originals and created a feature-packed instrument with a few limitations. Is the online outrage justified? You have already heard the synth in today's intro tune. It delivers with noble understatement and remarkable heft. Let's embrace the limitations of the 16-step sequencer in the first jam. I like that a lot. The filter is great even at higher resonance settings, and the limited polyphony isn't much of an issue in a minimalist arrangement like this. I did run into clock issues in conjunction with my MIDI interfaces, so no Arpeggiator overdub here. Junos are known for their house music-based sounds. Time to put it to the test. Certainly does the job. The bass is nice, and while it is almost impossible to mess things up completely, I found it challenging to transform okay sounds into excellent ones, at least in this context. I wanna know if we can turn it up another notch in how many synth overdubs would Chuck Norris use in a track, and the answer is, of course, all of them 80s synthwave with 0 years EDM sounds played by a 70s prog and krautrock stadium band. Roland's most recent boutique Juno is a great sounding instrument. Sure, those of you who are familiar with the originals will certainly find the weak spots in the emulation, and it is no secret that Uli Behringer is better at math than the Roland marketing team. But of all the boutiques I had on the show, this one is probably the most fun. However, I'm not sure if I would opt for a JU-06A for everything beyond fun. The boutique form factor and connectivity is not ideal for actually playing live on a stage, and I caught myself longing for the seamless DAW integration of a plugin like TAL Uno while producing tracks. I assume it will take some time until a legion of Roland bean counters greenlights an authentic 8-voice Juno in a microcork form factor, but maybe it will inspire the name of another pop singer / space billionaire offspring. Thanks for watching and see you next time! Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron and leave a comment what other kind of gear you would like to see and hear on the show. Thanks to all my patrons for supporting the channel, and welcome to the monthly Vocoder shoutouts. Tier 4. The Nord Lead 2 we had on the show a few weeks ago doesn't have a vocoder. I assume the closest thing would be the Nord Modular GU1.
Hashtag only the MIDI maniac.
Let's crank up the Roland VT3 and add some TC FX for tier 6. Again, thank you so much for supporting the channel. See you next month.